So I've been fighting a two-way miss with my driver where one hole I'll slice my ball way off to the right and then the next one I'll pull it and hook it off the left, and that makes golf pretty tough to play. You need to have accuracy on your tee shot. So Ed gave me this lesson the other day that has just truly changed my swing, and we wanted to share it with you guys. We've luckily filmed it, and it's really been helping me. I've been hitting the ball as good as I really ever have.
As you'll see, we had some trackman information, so you could see that his path has gotten bad again and was to the left too much.
Yep.
And we talked about swing direction in it as well as path. And so I found a drill that I've used for years to work with Patrick, and it's really made a big difference in the last week.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. I've been hitting the ball really as good as ever, and particularly straight with a little bit of a draw on my tee shots, which is, I mean, that's what I've always wanted to do. So pretty cool.
So you'll enjoy.
Yeah. Did you get that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We got a lot to work on.
Yeah. That was my worst swing. I finally got one.
So Patrick wanted to work on driver today because he's had a two-way miss.
Yep.
Yep. And we've just seen two ways in two swings.
We
one
did.
went right, one went
And
left.
that's a typical thing. I'll be on the on the first hole and I'll hit a slice, and then the next one I'll hit a big hook and lose it left.
Yep, and you've been working on things to improve your club head speed, am I right? Mm-hmm. What is it you're using?
We've been doing the stack system,
Yes.
which we'll make a whole video on that at some point.
Yep, and that's Sasha McKenzie, his company and that, and a lot of people are using it, and it's really
awesome.
helped you.
Yeah.
You've probably increased maybe 10 or 12 miles an hour, would
Yeah,
you say?
I mean, at the range, I've been swinging driver close to 100 again, which I hadn't done for a couple of years since I hurt my side. So that's been really helping me get a little faster.
And I think that he's recording my trackman screen so he can show you this, but
Yeah.
I want to show you, you've been pretty consistent on the 2 or 3 swings that we've made so far. But do you see what your club path is and your swing direction is?
I'm going way left, yeah.
You're going way left. Minus 11, minus
And that was
12
all
on
of them
swing
are that
direction.
way.
They're
Yeah.
all that way.
Yep.
And so that's why you're going to have a two-way miss. It's because if the club face gets square to a 12-degree left path,
It's going
left.
Yep.
And then if the club face is pointed at the target when you're swinging 12 degrees to the left, you're going to go 12 degrees to the right of the target.
Absolutely.
It's
Yep.
going to double it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it seems like the good ones, I happen to hit that perfect little window where
sure.
the two forces equal, but that's not going to happen too much.
No, it's going to happen a third of the time.
Yeah, which is what I see. I mean,
Right. I mean, so whenever you see that big of a left swing, and then your spin rate on that last one was actually halfway decent. It was 3,300.
That's still a little high, probably,
But that's
right?
the one before was 4,900.
Yeah, we want to be like 2,000, somewhere in
Right,
that neighborhood.
because it's not going. You mentioned about smash factors. You know, 1.36 was that last one instead of 1.5.
I've been seeing that on my own. I got a little Rapsodo I've been using, and I sometimes 1.35, 1.37. So I'm losing a lot of distance compared to swing speed.
Yes, you are. And so, one of the things I'll warn some people about with trying to get better, trying to swing faster. If you do it with your shoulders from the top to start, you're going to be in big trouble because everything's going to be going
And that's what
outside in with your path.
That's the big thing I've noticed is as I've tried to get a little faster again, I think my shoulders are doing too much of the
They
work.
are.
So
They are.
Yep.
I can see that just after a couple swings.
Yep.
So, some of my favorite old drills is what I would still do to improve this.
Okay.
One, I still like making lots of one-handed swings, right arm only for right-hander, and you can really see where that club gets in this position on the way down rather than that position, okay? So I'm a big fan of just feeling that with one arm swings in the backyard while the barbecue grill's getting hot. The other one that I still like the best for somebody that's doing this, and sometimes TrackMan doesn't pick up the numbers because that stick's in the way, but that simple drill where I've got a alignment stick on a 45-degree angle and the ball right underneath the tip, I'm still going to set up square, and my path's got to be such that that head's underneath.
Yep.
Okay? So go ahead and just make a few practice swings for me without the ball, and just set up where you're parallel to that target line there with that stick. Good. And let's just make some fast swings, but I want you underneath that stick on the way down. And good, just keep doing that.
Yep.
And that has to feel different to you, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could already tell a difference. I feel like I get a little bit lower here in order to get under the stick.
I agree with
automatically.
And just keep doing that for me. You guys at home, I love practicing swinging. There's just making good swings with a simple alignment stick like this can go a long ways towards improving your golf swing. I think sometimes with the ball there, our instincts take over and our bad habits show up, and you just need to do this enough. The other thing that I like, you've seen me do this before, but it's simply to take a couple towels. And if I have somebody that's a right-handed player that has a minus club path, I just have the ball here, and I'm simply going to put a towel behind the ball towards the TrackMan there, and then I'm going to put the other towel in front of the ball, and I'm creating a path to tell you not to hit the towels, that you got to swing that club from the inside to go there.
Yep.
And so go ahead and tee that up for me, Patrick, and just hit a shot for me with those towels. And I simply want your swing thought to be that the club head's going to travel through the towels without hitting them.
Yep.
And then we do the same thing here, that we make sure that we're lined up correctly, because you can cheat on this drill and aim to the right with your feet.
So these two sticks look parallel to you
They
right
are,
now?
yeah.
That's we've made a video about the alignment parallax error before. Standing over it right now, it doesn't look parallel at all. That's so fascinating.
Now walk back here and look.
Yeah.
Just walk back and look. I want you to see that. They're pretty parallel, would you agree?
They are.
Yeah. Okay.
That's amazing. That right there is just hard for your brain to comprehend sometimes. This stick here looks like it's pointed 5 degrees out to the right.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not, yep.
So just swing between the towels, no other thought. All right, you hit that front towel, you see that?
Yep.
Okay. But I'll say this, even though that was a lousy swing and a lousy hit, your club path went to minus 5.6
so
on that.
Already half of that.
Instead of 11. Understand?
Yep.
And that's generally what I find with most people that will do this drill, is I can usually cut their path error in half.
Yeah.
In just a swing or two with this. So. Good. And you'll probably be able to see on camera, he's still hitting that towel out in front, so he should not be hitting it. He's got to go in there. That last one, you were minus 4.6 on the path, still minus 10 on swing direction.
Okay.
So one of the interesting things with TrackMan is that it has both swing direction and club path. And it confuses a lot of people, a lot of instructors. You have to know how it's measured okay? And so TrackMan measures the club path at the instant of impact, okay? So the split second of impact, TrackMan tells you what the direction of the club path is, okay? So on that last time you were minus 4.6, so just slightly to the left.
Yep.
But your swing direction was minus 10, it was
So
even more.
That's still going far left.
It is. And swing direction is measured differently, but it's more accurate. And so there's some instructors that I've seen that don't even put club path as a tile. They put swing direction as a tile because they think it's a more complete number.
Sure.
And it probably is, because TrackMan measures swing direction from when the club's parallel to the ground on your downswing to where it's parallel to the ground on your through swing. And so if my swing direction is to the left, that means I'm parallel out this way and I'm parallel too much over that way. Does that make sense?
It does.
Now, what do you think controls that?
Your shoulders.
That's a great, he really listens to these lessons. It's your shoulders that control it. And so as you've tried to swing faster, you're using your shoulders too much, and so they're getting pointed left too early. Therefore, your swing direction's left. Your attack angle's minus. You're hitting down on everything.
Which is good for other clubs, but not the driver.
Not for driver.
Yep.
It makes our spin rates go way up.
Yeah, and balloons up in the air.
Yes, and so then we have a lousy smash factor.
Yep.
Understand?
Absolutely.
So it all contributes.
Well, and probably a glancing blow because I'm
well,
coming
sure
from
it is.
out
All
to
these
in.
that's going right now are glancing blows.
Yep.
Absolutely. And so we've got to learn as a player, you know, how our shoulders, you know, we need to be like this at impact ideally. And if I'm like this, it's a big deal.
Yep.
And so still swing between the towels here for me, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and set up here. And so there's a couple drills. Let me show you one here first. Go ahead and let go.
Okay.
So one of my favorite drills for shoulders is this. You can hold on just with your right hand and you can hold your left arm out here in front of you. Have I done this with you ever before?
I don't think we've done that one before.
I didn't remember doing that. So I've used this drill for 30 years for slicers, okay? So if I hold this arm out and I swing right-handed, and what I'm trying to do is swing under my arm. So I don't want it to go this way. When it goes this way, then my shoulders are left and it's going to be a slice or a pull, big pull to the left, two-way miss. So I want to feel like I'm under this arm. So stand here in front of the camera and do that for me, Patrick. I'm just going to get out of the way. So hold that left arm out and swing under. Good. So now what I'd like Patrick to do is go ahead and set up to the ball.
Okay.
Both hands on the club. And I want him to pretend that he has an extra left arm hanging here, and you're going to swing under it and hit the ball.
Okay.
But you're still holding on with both hands.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're going to pretend you have this other arm and you're going to swing under it.
Okay. Let me just feel that for a second.
All right.
Okay.
Let me get out of the way here.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and hit it.
How'd we do on that?
Not bad. Your attack angle was 0.4.
Yeah.
Okay. And your swing direction went down to -8, which is
so improvement.
It's improving dramatically. Your average so far today is, even with that one's been -11.
Yeah.
So spin rate was only 3,000. Your smash factor went up to 1.39. That was actually your best smash factor
Of the day. Wow. Okay.
so far. Almost 1.4.
And for people who don't know, we're going for 1.5.
1.5.
Optimal. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're higher than that, the club manufacturers did something wrong, right?
Well, they either that or they did something really right.
Yeah.
But don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But they test you on tour, so.
Yep.
See, that has to feel better, huh?
That does.
Good swing.
I feel like I got more. I felt like I swung easier, but got a lot more on that.
Good, I agree. 1.42 is your smash factor that time.
We're going up.
Still -9 on the swing direction.
Okay.
So you could still feel like you're swinging under that arm even more and swinging to the right.
And really, a lot of it's keeping those shoulders
It is
feeling
keeping
back.
those shoulders back.
Okay.
Gosh, every sport, even pitchers in baseball, you know, it's one of the things when their shoulder gets open and they miss high inside on their pitches.
Yeah.
And so they all try to keep that shoulder in and pitch too. It's pretty similar to other sports.
Yep.
All those are in the fairway anyway, huh?
Yeah, I mean, those are all very playable drives.
So that time your attack angle was positive 1.4.
Okay.
Your smash factor was 1.42. Your club path was minus 0.4. And your swing direction was a plus 0.7.
No way.
And I'm not, the numbers don't lie. Spin rate's still up there a little bit, but that was much better. So
Yeah,
that might have felt exaggerated to you with your shoulders, but that's what you need to feel.
That's how it should feel each time, huh?
It should, yeah. So keep doing that. That was a great swing. No more two-way miss.
I feel like I'm swinging significantly easier than I was at the beginning, but getting more
You are.
on each drive.
That smash factor was 1.45.
Wow, okay.
That's the first time you've ever been that high in a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the path and direction on that?
Club path was -4 and swing direction was minus 1.9.
Okay. And what we've talked about,
And your attack angle that time was positive 2.6.
Okay.
And at your swing speed, that's where you need to be. Is
Yeah.
+3 on an attack angle. It means
Okay.
you're hitting it on the way up.
Yep.
Okay, so. TrackMan had just come out with their tour averages that they haven't updated in a couple years. And one of the interesting things about attack angle with the tour players that the average now on tour is like -2.3 on attack angle. So everybody thinks they're hitting up on it. They're not. The tour average is a negative attack angle. If you want to hit fades, you want a minus attack angle. Then if you want to hit draws or straight shots, you want to have a positive attack angle. So most of the guys on tour actually want to hit fades with their driver. And so that's why they're minus, because they hate hooking it. They hit it so hard that if their ball goes left, it never stops
left.
going.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And the shots they miss high right at least stay on the golf course usually. Yep. So guys with a immense club head speeds, you know, 120 mile an hour or higher, are actually hitting down with driver.
Yeah. Interesting.
Couple more and that'd be good,
Okay.
Patrick. Isn't that better? Straight as an arrow, huh?
I mean, our target's that tree, and that's like dead straight, and also that was a lot higher.
I know. Well, because you're hitting up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was twice as high as the first couple drives.
Smash factor of 1.44.
There we go.
Swing direction that time was -1.7, so only 1 degree to the left. So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But the same thing, really feel like you swing under that arm. Isn't that a good?
This arm is a great. This is the most succinct way I've thought to feel this yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I did that years ago. I probably don't show enough people that today.
I think that's
you know,
a great drill.
But it's one of my all-time favorites, yes.
Yeah.
See, I like that one too, even though it hooked a little more.
Yeah, I mean, that was maybe even more exaggerated.
It was, so that makes you hook it. So.
Well, that's probably good practice for me, is to get to that point where I can do that, just to find the middle, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, good enough. I think
Cool.
that's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, one of the things I like about this drill, if you hold your arm out and just go ahead and swing for me.
With the club?
Yeah.
Like you even hit the ball with it?
No.
Or
Just
like
swing.
this?
And then, but really swing on the backswing, get a little bit deeper. There we go. That's what I want you to feel. Can you feel how your right shoulder and all that is?
So I've seen people talk about that, like the athletic motion golf guys, they talk about that, where you want your your shoulder blade to retract.
That's right.
And that's a good feel.
And so you get it this way, and that's one of the reasons.
I've never felt that.
I know.
Good.
So that's
really
one
good.
of the things I like. And so, see, I think that's why people come over the top, is that they don't have this rotation with their shoulder.
They don't get the depth with their shoulder back.
Right.
There.
Does that make sense?
It
and
does.
then when they don't get it back there, and they're just here, well, then their shoulders are out of sequence.
It probably feels like the only way to get power from there too, right?
Yes.
You almost feel like you have to.
And so that's one of the other reasons why when I watch you do this drill, I can really see that external rotation you're getting with that right shoulder. And that's what I want, and that'll help stretch you out too doing this drill. And it's pretty good practice.
I can feel a activation between my shoulder blade and my back that I don't tend to feel in my golf swing. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, maybe it'll help your side there.
I think so too.
Isn't that easy?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even swing at that one, and that one just as far as anything you've swung hard
Absolutely.
at. That was a great swing.
Yeah, these are great. I feel like you could just even hear the sounds cleaner.
I know. I don't even have to look up. I know I can hear what it sounds like.
Yep.
By the way, if you hear those birds on the audio, those are real birds. This is not Augusta National where they have fake birds.
No, they got real birds here in Missouri.
We do. So these are real birds. For those of you that think, what in the world is he talking about?
Yeah.
Just Google Augusta National bird sounds.
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
These are fantastic. These are some of the best 7-irons I've ever hit.
That's really good, Patrick.
Yeah.
Good job.
Awesome.
The game's gotten so fast. Every game, every generation's faster.
Yeah.
I don't care what sport it is.
Yep.
And we're just getting bigger and faster and stronger, better training at earlier ages. So everybody's better. And so you watch videos in slow motion with the current tour players, and there's so many of them that at impact their hips are completely facing the target. But if you'll notice, most of them are still pretty square with their shoulders. That there's separation between their hips, lower body, upper body, and so they're still pretty square. So you don't see very many people like this at impact. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes. And so I do think those of us that aren't physically as talented, maybe that's a good way to put it, are strong, as flexible, that I think, if you're trying to get in those same positions that you see Dustin Johnson in, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And so, I grew up believing that your body was supposed to follow your arm swing. And when you do this drill, literally you're following rather than leading with your hips and your shoulders.
Well, it's a very different feel than like ripping open
I
and
know.
then
I
absolutely.
know. And so I'm not a fan of that for the average guy trying to use their hips and create speed with their lower body. Do I think if you're an elite player and you're trying to compete with the best players in the world that you probably need to learn to do that? Yes. But I think for the average guy that's trying to break 100 or trying to break 90 or trying to break 80, I think that's the wrong path to go down.
Sure.
If you get better chipping, pitching, putter, be able to hit drivers solid and in the fairway, you ought to be able to get to the point.
Well, that's what we were talking about before.
Where you're shooting 80 anyway.
Yeah, like I've worked so much on my short game. I feel like I have the short game of a player who could break 80, but my long game's not there yet, and that's the part that I'm working on.
Yep,
so.
good. I agree with that, watching you. So, but really good work today. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, all right.